Hi, I'm Tim Barch, Internet Sales Manager here at McArthur Ford in Salina, Kansas, your source for Ford news, update, and information, including your scheduling and production information on a Tuesday here. And we are going to go through these scheduling notes for this week. And just to kind of let people know, now, if you like videos like this, I want to stay informed on Ford news or check out our live stream. Make sure you're subscribed with that bell notification turned on so you don't miss any of these videos. But this week, we're going to talk about what's scheduling for Thursday, April 3rd, when we talk about orders. And this is still working off of last month's allocations for those May production dates for the most part. Some of them may be other dates other than those dates in May, like Super Duty and F-150. But this is for this week's scheduling only, not talking about, everything in general. But because I do have information for next month, we're going to talk about at the end of this video what is the scope or what's the plan for production for those June production dates that's going to start happening when those May allocations or those April's allocations hit the dealers this week. So we should be going through those numbers in a way of allocations we've earned, allocations we'd like to get, allocations we turned down. That's all going to happen this week with dealers. For starting probably next week is when that schedule will start up for those June production dates. But this here, let's first talk about what's happening for this week first. So we're going to go first off, before we get into that, we need to go through some of the terminology. So when we talk about orders, that is if you have placed an order with your dealer, the dealer places those in the order bank. They placed all the stock and retail orders in there. Now, a retail order is a customer placed order. That's your order. So if you place an order, that would be your order. Ford likes to see those as separate orders versus what a dealer has for stock. Stock order is an order that the dealer needs to place for any stock or lot inventory they might need outside of those retail orders. Now, priority codes, that's a priority given by the dealer to those orders. A retail order can give you anything from an 03 through a 19. Stock orders are going to be a 20 to 80. Now, the lower the better. And because of that, a retail order will always be looked at before a stock order with the same configuration. Now, scheduling, that is when Ford schedules an order for production dates in the future months. So as we're talking about with this week, it's going to be for those dates in May that we're scheduling for. So again, we're a couple months in advance here. Production date, that is when they plan to build your vehicle. So that's what we want, right? We want to get your vehicle built and get it shipped to you. That production date is what we really want to see. When is that production vehicle going to be built? Allocations, Ford gives dealers allocations to schedule their orders with, stock and retail orders. A dealer needs an allocation to schedule an order in the order bank, whether it be a retail or stock order. The dealer cannot get an order scheduled for production date if they don't have an allocation. And the dealer earns those allocations from their sales of each model within their region. So Ford looks at that, and that's what's going on this week. They've given dealers, well, here's how many allocations you've earned. How many of those would you like? Would you like any more? See what we can do. That kind of thing. A lot of times you don't get any supplements, but sometimes it does happen. Constraints, that is an option that may be in short supply or take longer to build. Capacity, that's the planned production rate of a given motor, trim, and option. Those go hand in hand. So where the orders surpass the capacity, that's where we see that constraint, and that's where an order might take longer to build. Biggest thing, sometimes what takes the longest to get an order, a scheduled date, sometimes has to do with dealers' allocations versus how many orders they have. So again, that's your constraint in that case. Job 1 and 2, that's production that's split into different model. Within the model year, they'll split it that way if they have any issues with parts getting in, or if they're having something they need to introduce within a certain job or within the model year. Balance out, that's the end of production or the balance out of the production model or year of vehicle, that kind of thing. All right, hopefully that helps out. Makes some sense to everybody there. Let's dive in and talk about the 25 model year Mustang. There's currently 631 unscheduled retail orders in order bank. The order banks are still open up for the Mustang for the 25 model year. They have not moved on to 26 yet or closed off 25 scheduling or orders, I should say. They are scheduling this week. It looks like cleanup scheduling. Again, a dealer needs an allocation. For us, we have 0 allocations. So we're not going to get any of our orders to schedule this week, but some dealers might still have an allocation. They are scheduled for those dates in May. And then just saying here, they are needing some EcoBoost and EcoBoost premium orders. So if a dealer has an allocation, they can't get it used for some reason, put in that EcoBoost premium order. You'll get it scheduled. Orders with the Night Pony package and the exterior paint package as well. They're needing orders for that too. Crazy enough. All right. Next up, 25 model year Escape. Currently, only 289 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Escape, and they are not scheduled this week. So they're big. They're pretty much full up, and so there's that. You can order a 25 model year Escape still. All right, next up, 25 model year Bronco Sport. Currently 140 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are open up for the 25 model year, and this week is cleanup scheduling. Again, a dealer needs an allocations. Again, we have 0. We used our allocations on our orders earlier. They are scheduled for those May production dates as well. And if you are one of those dealers out there that has an available allocation, you need to use up that allocation. Do think about putting a Big Ben with the Black Diamond package, or a Badlands with a Sasquatch package, or an Outer Banks with a Sasquatch package. That was what they kind of need, those orders to help finish out their May scheduling. Exhaust availability for the Big Ben, the Badlands, standard Big Ben, standard Badlands, freewheeling, and heritage until next month. Or for us next week, right? Because that's when it starts over again. Outer Banks Tech package, also exhaust availability, convenience package, and the tire that's going to be included in those ones that are already a constraint. The same tire that the freewheeling, heritage, and the standard Big Ben has, that tire is a constraint. All right, that's all I have on Bronco Sport. Next up, 25 model year Bronco. Currently 699 unscheduled retail orders in order bank. The order banks are open up for the 25 model year. This week is cleanup scheduling, so they are going to schedule for those May production dates. Again, a dealer needs an allocation. Just again, as this is an example, we don't have any because we used all of ours on retail orders and they are gone. Dealers that maybe don't have any retail orders, but they have allocations left, then they need to make sure they have some stock orders in there that work. It does say in here, don't forget, this is the last week. Hopefully you see this note. 2.3 liter engine with the 7-speed manual will not be available for April scheduling. And we're talking about April. Well, it won't be available until April scheduling. That is probably that's going to start next week. I know it's April 1st. No April Fool's joke here. That is going to be next week when that starts. And they do that every month. This week, and the only buildable configuration or combination is a 4-door Badlands with a 2.7 liter EcoBoost engine with the painted roof, 43J or 43T, or a soft top black cloth or hard top carbonized gray in color, 43L for those tops. So they need a Badland 4-door orders with the 2.7. So there you go. It does say painted roof. I don't think that's the black painted. I think that's the body color they're looking for. Other than that, that's about it. They're pretty exhausted on everything. All right, next up, 25 model year Mustang Mach-E. Currently 207 unscheduled retail orders in order bank. The order banks are open up. They are not scheduled this week for production dates. We do have one allocation. Looks like it's still not being used in that one. If that's the case, like next week is the start over, then this allocation for us will roll into next month. So it'll get used next month along with our allocations we have. Next up, 25 model year Explorer. Currently 648 unscheduled retail orders in order bank. The order banks are open up for the Explorer. For the 25 model year, they are not scheduled this week for production dates. So if you have an order like these ones that aren't scheduling, then they won't get scheduled this week, of course. So you'll need to wait until next week to see if it gets scheduled. 25 model year Expedition, currently 1,085 unscheduled retail orders in order bank. The order banks are open up for the 25 model year. They are not scheduling either for any kind of production dates for May. They're pretty much, they're done. They're ready to move on. Next up, 25 model year Maverick. Currently only 2,014 unscheduled retail orders in order bank. The order banks are open up for the Maverick, all configurations, and they are doing cleanup scheduling as well for those May production dates. And again, this is for a dealer that has an allocation that has orders in there. So make sure if you're a dealer out there, you don't have any retail orders, but you have allocations, make sure you're putting in some stock orders for it. Usually we put something in there for you, review those orders, make sure it's something you want, but they are needing some XLT versions with the FX4 off-road package. That would be your EcoBoost engine. And then also very limited exhaust availability for the front wheel drive and the Tremor version. So All right. Next up, 25 model year Ranger. Currently only 385 unscheduled retail orders in order bank. The order banks are open up for the 25 model year. They are not scheduled this week. They are ready to roll into next week as well. So are we. Hopefully get some Ranger Raptor allocations finally. Anyway, so there's that. No more about that. Next up, 25 model year Super Duty. Currently 5,251 unscheduled retail orders in order bank. The order banks are open up for the Super Duty. We do have 5 allocations to use this week, and they are scheduled this week. Kentucky Truck Plant is going to be scheduling for the build dates. It does say in here April 21st to May 12th, which is the same dates I think it said last week. So I don't know if that's true, if they just haven't updated it. Ohio is the same dates. It does say they need some orders for the F-250, 350 XL, XLT, or Lariat with the 7.3 liter gas engine for the regular cab or super cab without the fifth wheel gooseneck hitch prep package and without the console, the bucket seats with the console. Also, it looks like they need some F-250, 350 orders with the XL, XLT, or Lariat trim with the 6.8 liter gas engine for the regular cab or super cab without the fifth wheel gooseneck hitch prep package and without the bucket seats with the console. So they need some for the 6.7 and the 7.3 engine. And then they also need some orders, some F-250 and 350 orders, XL, XLT, or Lariat with the 6.7 liter diesel engine for the regular cab, super cab, and chassis cabs as well. So you can see that kind of what they're going for there. Very limited exhaust availability for the King Ranch version, the Platinum Plus package, the F450 pickup, the crew cab configuration, the trimmer off-road package, the 20-inch bright with carbonized gray high gloss painted wheel that's included in the Platinum Plus package. Well, okay, that goes along with the Platinum Plus. The 18-inch sparkle silver painted aluminum wheel with the bright hub covers and center ornaments. That is the one that's standard on XLT F250, 350 single rear wheels, by the way. And then the 20-inch bright machine cast aluminum wheel that's standard on the King Ranch as well. And then also the tire 245/70 R 19.5. That is your F450, or actually it's the one that's optional on the F600 XL and XLT. So there's that one. So, and then also it does mention 2 of them, 245/70 R 19.5 G tire. So anyway, I think the first one is the 450 tire. And then also the console seat or the 40 or the bucket seats with the console is also a constraint too. So, all right, next up is the 25 model year F-150. Currently 3,896 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are open up and they are scheduled this week for production dates, the weeks of May 12th through the weeks of May 26th. And we do have 3 allocations, so maybe we'll get lucky there and get some of those orders scheduled. It does say in here, don't forget, they're free demand for the hybrid engine, so if you're wanting that. Also, the 5.0 liter STX is a retail only order type, and they are needing some STX with a 2.7 liter engine and some Lariats with a 3.5 liter hybrid engine. So keep that in mind. Very limited exhaust availability for the Raptor R this week, as well as the Tremor versions, both 401 and 402A. Limited availability on the 5.0 liter gas engine, as well as the heads-up display that is standard on some of those higher versions, like the Platinum and such. All right, that's all I have for that. Next up is a 25 model year F-150 Lightning. The order banks are open up. We don't know how many retail orders are in there. We do have an allocation this week, and they are scheduled this week for the same weeks as the F-150 gas, the weeks of 5/12 to the weeks of 5/26. Best availability, they're saying, is the Platinum version without the Dark Elements package. Very limited availability is the Flash. So that's the best configuration if you still have an allocation, which we do, but we're a dealer that doesn't want a Platinum because it doesn't sell. So we'll hold off and let the allocation go to next month. We would rather do that than to get stuck with a Platinum that we can't sell. Anyway, all right. Next up is a 25 model year Transit. Currently only 928 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are open up, and they are scheduled this week with the weeks of April 28th to the weeks of May 19th. And does say in here, just a reminder, orders with the Sync 3 with a 4-inch multi-function display have a better chance to schedule than orders with the AM/FM stereo with a 4-inch multi-function display. Very limited exhaust availability for the medium roof passenger van. And we have 0 allocations. So good luck to those dealers that have allocations this week. Again, a lot of models aren't scheduling. So, okay, now what I want to do is something special I get to do once a month, and that is go over what's the information for next month's, which should start happening next week, I believe, for a reset of allocations for dealers. So what will usually happen is based on your sales volume up through the 20th of last month, they'll figure that in. They'll look at your inventory that you have, and then they decide, here's how many allocations each dealer is going to get for each model. And then you get those numbers. Those numbers have been released to dealers as of, I think, last Friday, or at least yesterday. And so this is the week that dealers will be getting with their Ford reps and going in and deciding if they want to take all of their allocations, or they want to take some of their allocations, or maybe they need to request for more allocations like we do on Ranger Raptor. And this is where we can do that. And sometimes Ford dealers are granted that. And how that would happen is they already account for all the allocations. So if a dealer doesn't take some allocations like we've done with Maverick last couple months, then what will happen is they'll take those allocations and they'll allow them to be given out to other dealers within their state. And so dealers that ask for supplements, they have that option of getting those, and those go into a pot, and then they're given to them. So sometimes we do see in situations where a dealer that doesn't need their allocations that they have, they may go ahead and we might get their allocations. So that's kind of the goal on that. All right. So with that in mind, let's break out and see what's their plan for production for next month, for April's allocations, for scheduling for those June production dates. So, man, it's looking pretty good. About every model is going to be scheduling for a whole month, with the exception of Maverick and Bronco Sport. Looks like they're scheduled for 3 weeks of production. So let's go through this. 25 model year Mustang Mach-E is scheduling for 4 weeks of production. It does say in here, limited availability on the Premium Sport Appearance Package, which is a new package for 25 model year. All right, 25 model year Mustang is scheduling for 4 weeks of production as well. And all these, for the most part, are going to be from the weeks of June 2nd through the weeks of June 23rd. So when we say the week of, right, that's going throughout the week, right? All right. For the Mustang, GT Performance Package is retail only because of compliance, it says. And they're saying that's not new news. We did see that last week. To go along with that, looks like Dark Horse is scheduling for 4 weeks of production as well. Only note on Dark Horses, limited performance package is going to be under 50%. And then also limited appearance package is going to be under 50% production rate. So 60th anniversary, it looks like they're going to be scheduled for 4 weeks of production as well. All right. Next up is the 25 model year Escape. They are scheduled for 4 weeks of production. A little note here, though, front wheel drive. So they're saying this is a front wheel drive only scheduling for production dates. It does say in here the 1.5 active and the 2.5 hybrid front wheel drive. All-wheel drive is available on Elite. So like on some of your vehicles, it looks like it's there. It does say, they did tell us it's front wheel drive only, but it does look like if you have like a ST line Elite or maybe a Platinum, then it looks like that those might schedule for your all-wheel drives. But for your lower trim levels, like Active and ST line Select, it looks like that's going to be the 1.5 and the 2.5 hybrids only. So it looks like on that. So they say some all-wheel drive hybrids available in certain regions. So it just depends on that. So, and then also the Escape plug-in is going to schedule for 4 weeks of production as well. All right. Next is a 25 model year Bronco. It's going to be scheduled for 4 weeks of production. Big bin is getting increased to 35%. That means 35% of the vehicles built, of the Broncos built, will be the big bin trim. So that's when we say 35%. So if they produce a certain number, let's say it was 100, right? They build 35 of them. So take that. I don't know what the production plan is yet, but it does say in here 2.3 liter manuals will be available for scheduling. So that's good news for a lot of those people who've been waiting on those. And it does say in here that they do need some 2.7 liter engines and some heritage orders. So keep that in mind for dealers that don't have orders. Retail orders. Next up, and then Bronco Raptor is scheduling for 4 weeks of production as well. So And it doesn't mention strop as separate, but I assume strop as well. All right, next up is the 25 model year Explorer, scheduled for 4 weeks of production. Their improved 2.3 liter mix is now 62%, which is a big deal because that engine is pretty much the engine for this. I mean, it's really difficult to get a 3.0. You got to get an ST or you got to get a Platinum to even get the 3.0 liter engine. So 2.3, mix is a lot better. 62%. That allows them to hit more production goals there. Next up, 25 model year Expedition, 4 weeks of production. Active is 0%. So they're not planning to produce any actives. They need some Platinum stealth packages, both the stealth performance and stealth appearance. So they need both of those, and they need some trimmer orders. So keep that in mind. All right. 25 model year Maverick. Did I say Bronco Sport? Did I skip over? I skipped over Bronco Sport. Let's do Bronco Sport now. 25 model year Bronco Sport. Can't believe I missed that. They are scheduled for 3 weeks of production for the weeks of 6/2 through the weeks of 6/16. Looks like probably the plant's going to be down probably that last week, I'd assume. That's saying here, all big bins will include the black diamond and also 0% freewheeling. So they're not going to schedule any freewheelings for production. And it looks like all the big bins will require the black diamond package. So there you go. Next up, 25 model year Maverick. 3 weeks of production as well, just like in the Bronco Sport. The weeks of 6/2 through the weeks of 6/16. And the mix is 51% will be hybrid. No tremors, it says this week. So, all right. Next up, 25 model year Ranger. It is scheduled for 4 weeks of production. No commodity constraints. They're good on both engines, it looks like. On the Raptor, 4 weeks of production as well for the Ranger Raptor. So hopefully we'll get some more allocations on that. Next up, 25 model year F-150. It is scheduled for 4 weeks of production as well in June. They need some more 2.7 liter EcoBoost orders. Don't forget, hybrid is full free demand. That basically means they can build any hybrid order you put in the system. It will not get stuck in a constraint. Does say consider removing moonroof from non-hybrids. So keep that in mind. And then on the Raptor, F-150 Raptor, it is scheduled for 4 weeks of production as well. The rate on that, 60% of them will be the 801A standard Raptor. 40% will be the Raptor 37 package. And then Raptor R is also scheduling and producing for 4 weeks as well for those June production dates. Next up, 25 model year Super Duty. They are going to be scheduled for 4 weeks of production there. And they need some XL, XLT, 7.3 liter regular and super cab orders. We've kind of known that for a while, right? So that will continue for the month of June as well. No other notes there. Next up, 25 model year Transit. They are scheduled for 4 weeks of production. Does say the high roof passenger van is going to be limited to 3% production rate. So that's pretty small. So next up is the 25 model year F-150 Lightning. It is going to be scheduled for 4 weeks of production. And the percentages there is the XLT version is going to be 20% production. Flash will be 60% of the production. Lariat will be 14% of the production, and Platinum will be 6% of the production. So, and then E-Transit, 25 model year, 4 weeks of production as well. And it does say they need orders from dealers that committed to allocation from prior months. So there's some dealers they asked for to take E-Transit orders. We were one of them. We went and fulfilled those, but they are still needing those as well. So there you go. So that's kind of the breakdown on that. I do have some, commodity constraints, or the mix of different things over the different models. A lot of them were already kind of talked about. So let's just go through some of them. Bronco Sport, as we mentioned, Big Ben will be 54% production. Now, this is for Kansas City region. So most regions will stick to the same thing, but there's some regions that will be a little different than others. So yours could be different than this. Outer Banks will be about 28% of the production. Badlands will be 14%. Freewheeling, again, we mentioned 0%. Now, of the Big Bens, you can get a black appearance package will be 0%, and black diamond off-road package will be 100%. So you will not get a Big Ben, standard Big Ben, or a black appearance package scheduled, according to this. unless things change. Sometimes we see things change. Looks like they want those Black Diamond off-road packages. Also, Outer Banks with the tech package will be 0%, and the convenience package will be 0%. So if you have like a Badlands with a convenience package, it won't get scheduled. So keep that in mind. All right. The Escape and plug-in, no controls there. And then the gas version, as we mentioned, active front-wheel drive will be 50%. ST line hybrid front-wheel drive will be 39.5%, it says. ST line select hybrid all-wheel drive, 0%. Platinum front-wheel drive hybrid, 0%. ST line, well, actually, the rest of these are 0%. ST line front-wheel drive, active all-wheel drive, both of those gas. The Platinum all-wheel drive gas, 0%. Platinum all-wheel drive hybrid, again, 0%. ST line all-wheel drive gas, 0%. Select all-wheel drive gas, 0%. So the focus looks like to me, what I can see here is active gas version front-wheel drive, big chunk of those. ST line hybrid front-wheel drive will be 39%. So that's really the two options you're going to have for the gas version. All right. Expedition active series, 0%. It also says the Platinum Elite 20-inch wheel with the 8 by 8.5-inch bright machine wheel. That'd be a 600A with option 64R for the wheel is 0%. The Platinum with the driver's package, 0% as well. And Platinum Ultimate Lux package will be 0%. So what they need, and if you're going to order Platinum, it has to have the Stealth package or the Stealth Performance package. All right. Explorer, 2.3 liter. It says in here 54%. We did see in the notes at 62%. So it looks like KC region is a little lower than the rest of the nation. Active is 33%. ST line, 24%. Platinum with a 3.0 EcoBoost engine is 4%. All right. Ranger, no constraints, no commodity controls there. The Mach-E does say 0% for the select all-wheel drive with the dual motors and extended range. So that'll be 0%. Does say GT, Mach-E, the Mach-E GT, all-wheel drive, 15% is the production rate there. And then the Sport Appearance Package, it's saying 0% in here. I know it's pretty low. But I don't know about that. But for our region, it'll be 0%. Comfort Package Light is 0%, and that's available on their Select. And then Mustang Mach-E Premium all-wheel drive with extended range and interior production package or protection package is 0%. So Maverick XLT, it looks like, will be 43 to 47%, saying in here. Hybrid is saying will be 38 to 42%. We saw that number was 51% nationally. So it looks like KC region is getting a lower number in a way of how many hybrids they're going to schedule. So again, that's another thing that kind of goes into the mix of whether or not an order gets scheduled. XLT hybrid all-wheel drive, 0%, it's saying. A Lobo, 0% for both Lobos, 702 and 402A. Trimmer, 0% as well. So that Lobo wasn't in the note, so that may not be a national constraint, but more of a KC region of 0%. So something to take note of there. XL series is 35%. Lariat is going to be 22%. The EcoBoost is 49%. And then that tire that's on basically all your XLXLT standard is 59%. So again, these numbers are for the KC region. So if you're wanting to know your dealers within your region, you would have to talk to your dealers. They should have this information in their wholesale docs that they got from their Ford reps. 25 model year Mustang, the Night Pony package with the black painted roof is 0%. The GT Performance package is 0%. Dark Horse Handling package is 0%. Oh, does say in here, the 60th anniversary package is 0%. Well, again, this is KC region. So red painted calipers with the white logo red painted with the white logo brake calipers, 0%. Notorious blue painted with a grabber blue logo brake calipers, 0%. The 18 by 8-inch machine face aluminum wheel with the high gloss ebony black painted pockets is 20%, and EcoBoost is 55%. So, all right. The F-150 non-electric is 93%. So according to this, Lightning will consist of 6.7% of the F-150 production, which is, there's a lot there. So 7% of a lot, right? Anyway, Super Crew, it'll be 85% of the production. Regular cab and Super Cab will consist of 15% of the production. 4x4s will consist of 85% of the production. 3.5 Power Boost full hybrid. It says free demand. It's not limiting a production rate at all. Just first time I've ever seen that. 2.7 liter EcoBoost engine, 40%. 3.5 EcoBoost engine is 19%. The 5.0 liter V8 engine is 20%. The XLT Black Appearance Package, 12%. The Black Appearance Package Plus is 11%. Lariat Black Appearance Package, 13%. The twin panel moonroof is 21%, and the 18-inch chrome wheel, 0%. So if you're going to order like an XLT or Lariat, you're going to probably want an appearance, a sport appearance package or a black appearance package, or it won't get scheduled, it looks like. Or option up for the optional chrome 20-inch wheel. That's another way to do that. All right, on the Lightning, we already talked about percentages. XLT is 20%, Flash 60%, Lariat 14%, and Platinum 6%. So it looks like KC Region is sticking to the nation on that. The Super Duty F450, 6%. So we're keeping that production rate of 6%. Platinum Plus package 3%. Crew Cab will be 80% of the production. Heavy duty alternator that's standard on the 6.8 liter and 7.3 liter. That is 3%. Tonneau cover box, that has gone down to 1%, and that's for all tonneau covers. So if that doesn't tell you to take it off your order, I don't know what does. All right, that's all the only ones I have for Super Duty. All right, Transit, looks like 100% will be gas, 0% e-transits right now. High roof extended passenger van is 3%, as we mentioned earlier. Bronco, last one here, and we're done. Bronco here has base is 5%. Big Ben 35%. We mentioned that earlier. The Strop Edition 2%. That's normal. Black Appearance Package 17% of total Broncos. That's all Black Appearance Packages, no matter what trim level you have. Two-door version 6%. Now remember, two doors available in the base as well as the Badlands and the Strop. So I don't know if that's two doors including the Strop at 6%. So that means the other 4% is the others. So I don't know. 2.3 liter EcoBoost engine, 55%. The hardtop carbonized gray molded in top is 43.5%. That might be difficult. I know those go on all the two doors, but there aren't a lot of people that want that top anymore. They want the painted top. And then speaking of that, the painted top 43U or the hardtop shadow black painted 43V is 15%. So very low number on that. So if you're sitting there and you're like, well, I'm not getting scheduled and I have this on my Bronco and you have a painted roof, that might be what it's going to be. So it just might have to sit there and take a little longer because the production rate's lower for those painted tops. So just keep that in mind when you're placing those orders. So that's all I have. So drop those questions down in the comments. I'll try to answer those the best I can. If I have an answer, I'll let you know either way. So drop those down there and I'll try to answer those. And if you want, come over to our live stream and I'll take your questions live on our live stream. When it has to do with the scheduling information, one of the first things we do on the live stream after we do some catching up. So do come over and check that out as well. And make sure you're subscribed with the bell notification turned on so you don't miss any of these videos of scheduling, updates of news, anything else on this channel. Thank you for watching. Stay positive. Be kind to one another. Be kind to yourself. And we'll see you on the next video.